Have you ever wondered if your nighttime habits are secretly putting your life at risk? Imagine lying down to sleep, just like any other night, and never waking up again. Sounds terrifying, right? The truth is, after the age of 70, some seemingly harmless nocturnal routines can be incredibly dangerous, dramatically increasing the risk of serious health issues like heart attacks, strokes, and even sudden death. What's worse is that many people are unaware of how small mistakes before bed can sabotage their health. Mistakes that could silently threaten their well-being each night. In this video, we'll reveal 7 quiet nighttime habits that are silently putting your life at risk. From the fatal mistake of eating late at night to the hidden dangers of drinking too much water before bed, you'll learn how each of these habits affects your heart, mind, and body while you sleep. The final habit we discuss is one of the most dangerous of all, and it's something that many people do without thinking twice. You won't want to miss this. These are simple changes that could drastically improve your sleep quality, reduce your risk of life-threatening conditions, and ensure that you wake up every morning feeling rested and ready to take on the day. Stick with us until the end, as we'll show you how to make these small adjustments to your routine that could save your life. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. First habit. The fatal mistake of eating late at night that overwhelms your heart. Let me ask you, do you often find yourself snacking late at night? It might seem like an innocent habit, something we all do when hunger strikes before bed. But, as we grow older, especially after the age of 70, this seemingly harmless act can become a silent threat to our health. The reality is that our bodies change with age. The metabolism we once had slowed down significantly, and our digestive system no longer works the way it used to. Our hearts, too, become more sensitive to any strain. This means that what we put into our bodies, especially late at night, can have much more drastic effects than we might think. Think about it. When you eat a heavy meal before bedtime, your body doesn't have the luxury of shutting down for rest. Instead of relaxing and recuperating as it should during sleep, it's forced to keep working, digesting and processing that food. And this can be incredibly hard on your heart. Studies show that eating late at night can cause dangerous spikes in blood pressure and fluctuations in heart rate. Even worse, it can trigger arrhythmias, those irregular heartbeats that, in many cases, are silent but deadly. We're not talking about a little discomfort here. We're talking about life-threatening health risks. But the damage doesn't stop there. Foods that are heavy, greasy, or filled with refined carbs contribute to a rise in blood sugar levels. This is like a slow, invisible poison for your arteries. These foods not only promote weight gain but also encourage the dangerous accumulation of fat inside the blood vessels. When this happens, your arteries narrow, making it harder for your heart to pump blood efficiently. This is a setup for a heart attack or a stroke. Silent, sneaky killers that can strike without warning, often while you're sleeping, unaware of the danger lurking within. So many seniors overlook the subtle signs their bodies give after a late-night meal. We've all experienced it: heartburn, chest discomfort, or that burning sensation in the chest. But what many don't realize is how this seemingly minor discomfort can lead to much more serious health problems down the road. Take gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, for example. It's something that's all too common in people who eat before bed. When you lie down right after eating, stomach acid can flow backward into the esophagus. This is more than just an annoying feeling. It's an irritation that can lead to chronic inflammation over time. Eventually, this can cause respiratory issues and even lead to aspiration pneumonia, a potentially fatal condition, especially for the elderly. And the repercussions don't end there. This acid reflux can also worsen sleep apnea, where the breathing stops and starts throughout the night. If you've ever woken up gasping for air, You know how terrifying that can be. But for an older adult, it's far more dangerous. Sleep apnea further burdens the heart and can trigger a whole host of cardiovascular emergencies that put lives at risk. So, what can be done to avoid this ticking time bomb? The good news is that this is one of those habits you can change with a little effort, and the benefits will be felt almost immediately. Start by eating your last meal at least 3 hours before you go to bed. This gives your body time to digest without overworking your heart and stomach during the night. It's not a huge change, but it's a game changer for your health. Next, focus on making healthier choices at dinner. Avoid those heavy, fatty foods or refined carbs that might taste good but are terrible for your body. Instead, opt for lighter meals, things like lean proteins, fresh vegetables, and whole grains. If you need a snack before bed, make it something gentle on the stomach like fresh fruit, plain yogurt, or a small handful of nuts. Simple, healthy adjustments like these don't just protect your heart. They improve your sleep quality and lower your risk of heart disease, strokes, and even respiratory issues. This is just the first fatal mistake, but don't be fooled. The next habit is even more insidious. It's something that most people do every single day without realizing the tremendous risks it holds. Stay tuned, because you'll want to hear about this one. Second habit, the hidden danger behind drinking too much water before bed. We all know how important it is to stay hydrated, especially as we get older. Water is the life force that nourishes our bodies, helps us stay energized, and keeps our organs functioning at their best. However, what many people don't realize is that there's a moment during the day when drinking too much water can do more harm than good, right before bed. This seemingly innocent habit of sipping on large amounts of water, tea, or other fluids in the evening can have profound and dangerous consequences on our health, even though we may not see it coming. Now, I know what you're thinking. Drinking water is healthy. How could that possibly be bad? But when you drink too much right before you sleep, it's not just about those annoying middle-of-the-night trips to the bathroom. The danger runs deeper. Overhydrating at night can lead to far more serious issues, including a higher risk of falls, fluctuations in blood pressure, and even heart problems, all of which can dramatically affect your well-being. Let me explain why this is so concerning. As we age, our bodies change, and one of the most critical shifts happens in the way our kidneys and bladder function. While our kidneys are still hard at work filtering blood overnight, our bladder's ability to hold urine diminishes. This means that if you're drinking lots of fluids late at night, you're setting yourself up for frequent trips to the bathroom, sometimes multiple times. And this is where the real risk lies. When we get up in the dark, groggy from sleep, and still half asleep, we are more vulnerable than we realize. Your body is adjusting to a new position, your blood pressure can drop, and you may experience dizziness. These circumstances create the perfect storm for accidents. Studies have shown that nighttime falls are one of the leading causes of hospitalization for older adults. The chances of a serious injury, like fractures, are much higher when we're not fully alert. And let's face it, that midnight stumble to the bathroom is not something anyone wants to risk. But it doesn't stop there. Excessive fluid intake at night can also place a strain on your heart while you sleep. During the night, your body naturally slows down its heart rate and adjusts circulation to promote rest. However, when you drink too much before bed, your body has to work harder to process the extra fluid. This can lead to an increase in both heart rate and blood pressure, which is particularly concerning for those who already have heart conditions. The last thing you want is to put unnecessary stress on your cardiovascular system when it's supposed to be in a restful state. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. And there's more to consider. One of the sneaky consequences of poor sleep is cognitive decline. If you're waking up multiple times a night to use the bathroom, your sleep is being disrupted, which can lead to sleep deprivation. Over time, this can significantly affect your memory and mental clarity, increasing your risk of developing conditions like dementia and Alzheimer's. It's a frightening reality that we should all take seriously, especially as we grow older. So, how do we avoid this? Luckily, there's an easy fix. It's all about making small changes to your routine that can have a big impact. The key is to drink plenty of water during the day, but avoid consuming large quantities in the last few hours before bedtime. Ideally, you should stop drinking fluids at least 2 hours before hitting the pillow. This gives your body time to process what's already in your system and reduces the chances of waking up in the middle of the night. You should also steer clear of diuretic drinks in the evening, like coffee, black tea, green tea, and even some juices, as they can further increase urine production and make the situation worse. If you do feel thirsty before bed, take just a small sip of water. Don't down an entire glass or bottle. Additionally, when you do need to get up at night, try turning on a soft light and moving slowly to avoid any sudden movements that could lead to dizziness or a fall. It may seem like a small thing, but these adjustments can make all the difference in helping you maintain your balance and keep your heart healthy. By following these simple steps, you can protect yourself from the dangers of nighttime hydration and make sure you get the restful sleep you need to feel refreshed and healthy in the morning. But beware, my friend, the next habit on the list may be just as damaging. In fact, it might be something that's preventing your body from fully recovering while you sleep, and you might be unknowingly making this mistake every night. Third habit. Why can sleeping in a hot room be a mortal danger? Sleep is one of the most precious gifts we can give ourselves, especially as we grow older. But what if the very environment we rely on to rest and recharge is putting our health in grave danger? Too many seniors unknowingly subject themselves to the dangers of sleeping in a hot room, thinking it's the key to comfort during the colder months. The temptation to turn up the heater or pile on extra blankets can be strong, especially during those chilly nights. But in reality, the warmth we seek may be silently sabotaging our well-being. For those over 70, this seemingly harmless act can be life-threatening, increasing the risk of cardiovascular problems, dehydration, and even sudden death in the most alarming ways. We often don't consider the profound effect the temperature of our environment has on our bodies as we sleep. When the body is overwhelmed by excess heat, its ability to regulate internal temperature is compromised. This disruption is particularly dangerous for older adults whose bodies may not have the same resilience they once did. It's heartbreaking to think that something as simple as the wrong room temperature can interfere with the deep, restorative sleep that our bodies desperately need. When we sleep, our bodies naturally cool down as part of the process that helps us fall into a deeper, more restful state. This cooling mechanism supports the important metabolic processes our bodies need for tissue repair, memory consolidation, and overall rejuvenation. But when the room is too hot, the body is forced to fight against the heat rather than relax into its natural rhythm. The result? Increased heart strain, disrupted sleep cycles, and potential long-term damage. I can't emphasize enough how much our hearts and bodies suffer when we don't let ourselves rest in a cool, comfortable environment. It's not just about feeling overheated, it's about putting your life at risk without even realizing it. Excessive heat during sleep can lead to dehydration, which is especially dangerous for seniors. Our bodies lose fluids throughout the night through sweat, but the older we get, the harder it is for our bodies to replenish these lost fluids. The result is thicker blood, which can significantly raise the chances of blood clots, stroke, and heart attacks. It's terrifying to think that while we're sleeping, our bodies could be silently experiencing these life-threatening changes. Worse still, we might not even be aware of the damage being done because the signs often go unnoticed until it's too late. Another frightening outcome of a hot room is the disruption of sleep cycles. Quality sleep is already so hard to come by as we age, and excessive heat only worsens the situation. The body's natural rhythms get thrown off, causing us to wake up frequently during the night. While we may not remember waking up, this fragmented sleep is deeply harmful, contributing to higher blood pressure, cognitive decline, and a weakened immune system. It's truly heartbreaking how something as simple as room temperature can steal the quality of our sleep and rob us of the vitality we need to live our lives to the fullest. Now, for those already dealing with heart or respiratory issues, the dangers of a hot room become even more pronounced. If you suffer from conditions like hypertension or heart failure, your body is already working overtime just to keep you alive and well. Adding the strain of excessive heat can cause your heart to struggle even more, leading to dangerous spikes in blood pressure and triggering episodes of arrhythmia. For those with respiratory conditions, such as COPD or asthma, the hot, stuffy air in a room can exacerbate symptoms, making it harder to breathe and causing oxygen levels to drop. It's hard to imagine the distress this causes, yet it happens every night for so many, unnoticed until a serious event occurs. But here's the good news. There is a solution, and it's so simple. By making just a few adjustments to the environment, we can significantly improve sleep quality and reduce these dangers. The ideal bedroom temperature for restful and safe sleep is between 18 degrees Celsius and 22 degrees Celsius, 64 degrees Fahrenheit to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so much easier than we think to create a safer sleep environment by simply keeping the temperature in this range. Choosing lightweight blankets and breathable cotton sleepwear can also help. I recommend using fans or humidifiers to keep the air moving and prevent heat buildup. And if possible, leave a window slightly open to allow for fresh, natural air. These small but crucial changes can do wonders for our health, protecting our hearts, improving our breathing, and allowing us to experience the restful, rejuvenating sleep we all deserve. I truly believe that knowing these simple yet vital steps can save lives. The idea that a hot room can be such a hidden danger hits home. As we grow older, we owe it to ourselves to be aware of the risks around us, especially those that are subtle and easy to overlook. Let's make these small changes today for the sake of our future, and let's give ourselves the gift of restful, safe sleep. After all, our health is priceless, and sometimes it's the smallest changes that make the biggest difference. And now, prepare yourself for the next habit, one that many people do without realizing it but can significantly raise the risk of stroke. Stay tuned for what's to come. Fourth habit. The position you sleep in may increase your risk of stroke. We often take sleep for granted, don't we? For years, we lie down in the same position each night, without a second thought about how our posture might affect our health. But as we age, especially after the age of 70, it's critical to start paying attention to the subtle ways in which the simplest habits can have a profound impact on our well-being. The position you sleep in is one of those seemingly small factors that can make a huge difference in your quality of life, even your safety. I know it's easy to dismiss, but recent studies are proving something many of us may not have considered. The wrong sleeping posture could be quietly and insidiously raising your risk of stroke. For a lot of people, the stakes are higher than they realize, and by the time the damage is done, it's often too late. So, what exactly makes the position you sleep in so important, especially after 70? Let's dive deeper. Imagine this. You've been sleeping in the same comfortable position for years. You've never thought twice about it because it just feels natural. But the truth is, after reaching a certain age, the way you sleep can hinder blood circulation, obstruct your breathing during the night, and elevate the risk of strokes. If you've never worried about this before, now is the time to start, especially since small changes in your sleep habits could help save your health down the line. I truly believe it's never too late to begin paying attention to these little things. Things that could ultimately protect your brain, heart, and longevity. What is the worst sleeping position after 70? Let's talk about the position that might be the most dangerous, especially for older adults. Sleeping on your back. At first glance, it might seem like a neutral and comfortable position, but this habit is much riskier than most people realize, particularly for seniors. If you suffer from high blood pressure, sleep apnea, or heart disease, common conditions as you grow older, this position can be downright hazardous. When you lie flat on your back, the soft tissues of your throat and tongue can easily collapse and block the airway. This leads to a reduction in the amount of oxygen that's reaching your brain. The result? Interrupted breathing. It's called obstructive sleep apnea, and it's a far more dangerous condition than most of us understand. Imagine, several times during the night, your breathing stops entirely. This is not only disruptive to your sleep, But over time, it can also cause serious brain damage, an increase in blood pressure, and yes, a significantly higher risk of both strokes and heart attacks. But it doesn't stop there. When you sleep on your back, you're also compromising your circulation. Blood flow to vital organs like your brain is often restricted, especially if you're dealing with vascular issues already. This can increase the risk of clot formation, which, as we know, is one of the primary causes of ischemic stroke. It's truly shocking how something as simple as sleeping in the wrong position could put you in such a vulnerable position. Is sleeping on the right side a safer option? Now, many people may think that sleeping on their side, any side, is automatically better for them. However, it's not quite that simple. Sleeping on your right side, for example, might sound like a good alternative, but in reality, it can be tough on your heart. When you lie on your right side, pressure is placed on a large blood vessel called the inferior vena cava, which is responsible for carrying blood back to the heart. This pressure can reduce blood flow, make your circulation sluggish, and even increase fluid retention, an issue many older adults already struggle with. Over time, this can lead to heart failure or worsening cardiovascular issues. So no, it's not always as simple as switching sides. Sometimes, we need to be more strategic. What is the best sleeping position after 70? Now, let's talk about the best sleeping position, the one recommended by experts who truly understand the risks we face. That position is sleeping on your left side. Yes, it may sound a little strange at first, but this posture does wonders for your health, especially as you age. Not only does it help improve blood circulation, but it also supports your digestion and can even reduce the risk of gastric reflux. But here's the kicker. This position promotes the flow of blood to your brain, reducing the chances of experiencing a stroke while you sleep. It's incredible how such a simple change can make such a profound impact on your health. I think it's a game changer. How to transition to a more secure sleeping position. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. I know what you're thinking. I've been sleeping the same way for decades. How can I just change everything overnight? I hear you, and I understand that making such a shift feels like a big hurdle, especially when you're used to a certain comfort. But trust me, you can do this, and it'll be worth every effort. You don't have to do it all at once. Just take small, manageable steps to help ease the transition. Start by using a firm pillow between your knees when you sleep on your left side. This not only helps keep your spine aligned, but it'll also make you more comfortable and prevent back pain. You can also prop a pillow behind your back to prevent yourself from rolling over to an unsafe position during the night. It's like a little safety net for your body while you're sleeping. And if you're someone who suffers from reflux, elevating the head of your bed just slightly can make a world of difference, reducing discomfort and helping with your breathing too. These little changes can go a long way in improving your circulation, reducing your stroke risk, and helping you get deeper, more restful sleep. Imagine waking up feeling more refreshed and energized, knowing that you're doing something good for your heart and brain every single night. It's not just about comfort. It's about protecting your health and giving yourself a fighting chance at longevity. I truly believe that if we make these small adjustments now, we can live healthier, safer lives as we age. And the best part? It doesn't take much. So, get ready for the next tip that could help you avoid one of the most serious risks of all, falling in the middle of the night. But remember, the first step to change is awareness. You've already taken that step by reading this, and that's something to be proud of. 5th habit, the mistake that can make you faint or fall when you get out of bed. Have you ever felt a sudden wave of dizziness or noticed your vision darkening for a moment when you get out of bed, especially in the morning or after a restless night? That feeling, as unsettling as it may be, is not something to brush off or dismiss lightly. It's a warning sign that should never be ignored, particularly after the age of 70. You see, the body's natural rhythms begin to change as we grow older, and getting up too quickly, especially in the middle of the night, can trigger a dangerous drop in blood pressure, leading to dizziness, imbalance, and in some cases, even fainting. This condition, known as postural hypertension, is one of the leading causes of falls and fractures in older adults. And when we talk about falls, we are talking about something far more serious than just a minor stumble. These falls are life-changing and can rob you of your independence, even your future. Picture this. You wake up at dawn, the house quiet and still, and you rise from bed in haste to head to the bathroom. In an instant, you feel it. Your feet no longer connecting with the floor, the world around you spinning, and the ground vanishing beneath you. Your heart races, your mind scrambles for answers, but it's already too late. This sudden loss of stability occurs because, when you move from a lying position to standing, the blood takes precious seconds to reach your brain. Without this flow of blood, the result can be a fainting spell and a dangerous fall. It is not just a minor inconvenience. It's a real health risk that could lead to lifelong consequences. The danger lurking behind a nighttime fall cannot be overstated. These falls are far more than an embarrassing incident or a minor setback. They can be catastrophic. For many elderly individuals, these falls lead to severe injuries, such as hip fractures, wrist fractures, or even head trauma. Sadly, the consequences of such falls don't just end there. In far too many cases, something as simple as a fall can snowball into serious complications. Loss of mobility, extended hospital stays, and in the most tragic instances, death. The pain and suffering are not just physical but emotional as well. The aftermath of a fall can lead to a loss of confidence, the fear of another fall weighing on the mind, which leads to even more dangerous consequences. The fear itself becomes paralyzing, causing people to limit their movements, lose muscle mass, and worsen their balance, which inevitably puts them at even greater risk of another fall in the future. But there's another aspect to be mindful of that many people don't even realize: fainting. Yes, fainting can be the silent cause behind many falls. If someone's blood pressure is low, or if they're dehydrated, the brain may not receive enough oxygen when they stand up, leading to a momentary loss of consciousness. It's terrifying to think that a single moment of dizziness can lead to a fall, especially when the body is vulnerable and tired. You may never expect it, but it's far more common than you might think. So, what can we do to avoid this horrifying reality? Fortunately, there are simple steps we can take to dramatically reduce the risk. First, when you wake up, take your time. Don't rush. Sit on the edge of your bed for a few moments and allow your body to adjust before standing up completely. This gives your blood pressure time to stabilize, reducing the chances of dizziness. Keep a glass of water nearby. Dehydration can worsen postural hypertension and make things worse. Drink small sips of water before getting out of bed, and make hydration a part of your morning routine. Install nightlights along your path to the bathroom. Stumbling in the dark increases the risk of trips and falls. Keep your way well lit so you can see where you're going. Make sure to hold on to something steady when you get up. A support at the head of the bed, a handrail, or even a piece of furniture nearby can offer the stability you need when your legs feel shaky. Another simple but crucial step is avoiding slippery socks or bare feet. Wearing non-slip slippers is an easy way to give yourself extra grip and avoid dangerous falls. By taking these small but significant precautions, you're not only protecting yourself from nighttime falls but also safeguarding your independence, your quality of life, and your long-term health. It may seem like a small effort, but the impact it can have on your future is monumental. Now that you understand how to ride safely and reduce your risk of falls, let me tell you about another dangerous habit that many people overlook. One that could be a sign of something much more serious happening in your body. Keep reading, and let's continue our journey to a safer, healthier you. Sixth habit: snoring, breathing stops, insomnia. Ignoring these signs could be deadly, yet so many people dismiss them as just a normal part of aging. It's heartbreaking to think how many of us brush off the warning signs, thinking it's nothing more than a nuisance or just getting older. But when it comes to snoring and interruptions in breathing during sleep, we must face the truth. These could be symptoms of something far more dangerous than we realize. I'm talking about a condition known as obstructive sleep apnea, And if it's left unchecked, the consequences can be severe, devastating even. Heart attacks, strokes, and tragically, sudden death are all within the realm of possibility for those who ignore sleep apnea. It's not just about the noise at night, it's about the damage it can silently inflict on your body. Sleep apnea is a cruel thief, robbing you of more than just a peaceful night's sleep. It robs you of your life, slowly but surely. During sleep, the muscles in your throat relax. For some of us, this relaxation is dangerous. It can cause the airway to become blocked, either partially or fully. And that's when the nightmare begins. The breathing stops. The heart works harder to compensate. The oxygen levels in the blood plummet. You might not even realize it's happening, but your body is crying out for help. Night after night, the struggle continues, and the toll it takes is unimaginable. The heart, under constant strain, becomes overworked. Blood pressure climbs, and over time, the risk of heart attack and stroke increases exponentially. But it doesn't stop there. The lack of deep, restorative sleep means your body and mind are never truly recharged. You feel drained, exhausted, and unable to think clearly, and you may start to experience memory issues. The dangers aren't just physical. They are deeply emotional and mental too, as chronic fatigue contributes to an increased risk of depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline, including dementia and Alzheimer's. So, how do you know if you're one of the many silently suffering from sleep apnea? The sad truth is that most people who have this condition have no idea. It's often a loved one, a partner or family member, who first notices the signs. They're the ones who hear the loud snoring, the prolonged pauses in your breathing, the momentary gasps for air that wake you up in the middle of the night. You might not even realize it's happening, but it's a horrifying reality. Beyond the snoring, there are other red flags. The suffocating feeling at night, waking up with a dry mouth, experiencing a morning headache, and feeling like you've barely slept, even though you've been in bed for hours. You may also feel like a zombie during the day, constantly exhausted and fighting to stay awake, even after a seemingly full night's sleep. If you're dealing with any of these symptoms, please take them seriously. You deserve better than to live in this kind of exhaustion. Seek out a doctor and get a sleep test to find out if you're suffering from sleep apnea. And then, there's insomnia. It's another silent killer. Too many people simply write it off as just stress, or just the aging process. But insomnia can be a signal that something is wrong deep within your body, something that demands your attention. Constant waking through the night, or struggling for hours to fall asleep, isn't just annoying, it's a warning. Insomnia could be linked to cardiovascular problems, neurological disorders, or even hormonal imbalances. Even more concerning is that the effects of poor sleep don't just make you feel sluggish, they wreak havoc on your body, making it more susceptible to diseases like hypertension and diabetes. It's not just about rest, it's about protecting your health, your future, your life. What can you do to improve your sleep and save yourself from these hidden dangers? If you suspect you have sleep apnea or suffer from chronic insomnia, it's time to take action. Don't sleep on your back. It might seem like a comfortable position, but it can worsen apnea by blocking your airways. Try sleeping on your side instead. And please, take control of your weight. The excess fat around the neck can be a major contributor to sleep apnea. But the good news is that losing weight can make a world of difference. Also, be mindful of what you're putting into your body. Avoid alcohol and sedatives before bed. They may seem like a quick fix, but they relax the muscles in your throat too much, which worsens apnea. Create an environment that's conducive to sleep. Dim the lights, quiet the room, and adjust the temperature so it's just right for you. If necessary, consider using a CPAP machine. It may seem intimidating at first, but it could be the key to getting the deep, uninterrupted rest you've been longing for. It can keep your airways open, allowing you to sleep soundly and safely through the night. Please, don't wait until it's too late to address your sleep health. Identifying and treating sleep disorders can save your life. You have the power to reduce your risks of heart disease, stroke, and so much more by simply paying attention to your body's signals and seeking help when you need it. Don't let sleep apnea and insomnia rob you of your time, your health, and your happiness. You deserve better than to live in constant fatigue and fear. Take action today and reclaim the quality of life you were meant to enjoy. Now that we've talked about the dangers of breathing issues at night, let's dive into something many people unknowingly do before bed that could be slowly poisoning their bodies. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. It's crucial for your health. 7th habit. The medication you take before bed may be slowly killing you. As we age, it's natural to fall into certain habits that seem harmless, routine rituals that we believe keep us healthy and comfortable. For many people, taking medication before bed is just part of their nightly routine. Whether it's a sleeping pill, a muscle relaxant, or blood pressure medication, it's something that many of us turn to when we need help winding down or managing health conditions. But what if I told you that this seemingly harmless habit could be doing more harm than good? That the very medication we rely on to sleep peacefully might be slowly putting our lives at risk? There is a deep, often overlooked danger lurking in the medications many people take before bed, especially for those of us over the age of 70. While these medications may help us sleep or manage chronic conditions, the truth is that they can have serious, even life-threatening side effects that occur while we're unconscious and unable to defend ourselves. The sobering reality is that some of these drugs can disrupt essential bodily functions, affecting our breathing, blood circulation, and brain activity during sleep. You may not be aware, but this can significantly increase the risk of falls, strokes, and even respiratory arrest, the very things we fear the most as we grow older. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Take, for example, the commonly prescribed sedatives and sleeping pills like benzodiazepines, diazepam, clonazepam, and alprazolam. These medications are widely prescribed to treat anxiety and insomnia. But let me be clear, these drugs are not as innocent as they may seem. They can depress the activity of your central nervous system, causing your breathing to slow down to dangerous levels, making it harder for your body to function properly while you sleep. For seniors, this is especially concerning, especially if you have pre-existing heart or respiratory issues, such as sleep apnea. The dangers are real, and yet so many of us continue taking them without fully understanding the consequences. The dizziness and mental confusion that often follow these medications can make you more prone to falls when you wake up, a terrifying prospect, given the fragility that often accompanies our later years. The risk of broken bones, fractures, or even life-threatening injuries increases significantly when our minds aren't as sharp as they used to be. And the risks don't end there. There are other medications, such as certain antidepressants and muscle relaxants, which are equally problematic. These can interfere with the deep, restorative sleep our bodies desperately need, leaving us with poor quality rest and diminished cognitive function. It's heartbreaking to think that what we might perceive as a solution, taking medication to calm our minds and bodies, could be robbing us of the very thing we need most: rest, clarity, and peace of mind. Let's not forget about the medications used to control blood pressure, a common concern for older adults. For many, these medications are taken at night to help manage hypertension. While this may seem like a good idea, there's an alarming risk associated with taking blood pressure medication before bed: a sudden drop in blood pressure during sleep. This can severely limit blood flow to the brain, and, if the drop is too steep, it can increase the chances of having a stroke or experiencing an ischemic event. It's like playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette with your health, without even knowing it. So, what can we do to avoid these dangerous risks? It starts with awareness and taking control of your health. If you are one of the many who take medication before bed, you must take the necessary precautions to protect yourself. Please, don't just assume everything is fine. Have an honest conversation with your doctor about your current medications. Never, and I mean never, make changes to your prescriptions without professional advice. But do ask, Are there safer alternatives? Can your doctor recommend a natural solution that might work just as well for your condition? If you find yourself relying on sedatives to sleep, I encourage you to consider natural alternatives. There are beautiful, gentle ways to help your body relax and prepare for a peaceful night's sleep. Simple things like sipping a cup of herbal tea, engaging in deep breathing techniques, or even doing light stretches before bed can do wonders without the harmful side effects of medications. Why not choose these alternatives instead of risking your health with pills that may be doing more harm than good? And don't forget to monitor your blood pressure. If you take blood pressure medication at night, make it a habit to check your readings regularly. Ensure that your blood pressure stays within a safe range, especially as you sleep. Knowledge is power when it comes to your health, and the more informed you are, the better equipped you will be to make decisions that truly benefit your well-being. Lastly, be aware of drug interactions. Some medications have a synergistic effect, meaning they can make each other more potent, which might increase the risk of serious side effects. Ask your doctor about potential interactions and make sure your medications are working for you, not against you. I know it's easy to overlook these risks, to take the easy way out by popping a pill before bed. But as someone who genuinely cares about your health and well-being, I urge you to think twice before you do. Your health is the most precious gift you have, and it deserves to be treated with the care and attention it so rightly deserves. Let's take responsibility for our choices, especially when it comes to the medications we take, and make informed decisions that will lead to a safer, healthier, and more vibrant life. As we wrap up today's discussion, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've learned so far. We've touched on some incredibly important aspects of our health and well-being, particularly as we age. From understanding the hidden risks of medications to exploring safer alternatives for better sleep, the knowledge we've shared today is meant to empower you to make informed, life-enhancing choices. So, here's my question to you. What is one thing you've learned today that you're going to start practicing in your life? It could be something as simple as being more mindful of your medications or trying out a natural remedy for better rest. Whatever it is, I'd love to hear from you. Please, share it with me and the rest of our community in the comments below this video. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us, and together, we can continue learning and growing. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and I can't wait to hear from you in the comments. Stay healthy, stay informed, and see you in the next video.